If I would have to pick one lens to rule them all, one lens to shoot it forever, which is that lens? Let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. In this video I want to address the lenses because we are talking too much about cameras and camera bodies, but we ignore the most important part, from my point of view, the lenses. So which lens, if I would have to choose just one lens, it would be my dream lens. I would like to shoot it forever and ever, and not just that I love to shoot it forever and ever, but more than that, it delivers great results. It delivers results without compromises. This is very important, results without compromises. Now let's address the focal lenses. We have some focal lenses that can be shot for everyday shooting. I would say that these focal lenses are from 24mm to 50mm. So the main focal lenses are 24mm, Alan Schaller, it's shooting that wide angle field of view. We have the 28mm field of view. We have the 35mm field of view, that is one of the most versatile fields of view, but again it depends on sensor size, and I will address also the sensor size. Also we have the 40mm field of view that I truly love, and next we have the 50mm field of view. Now the 50, it is great for documentary photography and for portraiture photography where you can keep a little distance. So from my point of view, I would let go of the 50mm field of view because in some situations it will be very constrained to shoot just a 50mm lens. It can't be an everyday lens for a hobbyist photographer, for an everyday shooter. So we remain with the 24mm, the 28mm and the 35 and the 40mm. Field of view, but also this field of view, it depends on the lenses, on the lens price, on the lens aperture, on the lens results, and also on the sensor size. So it's pretty hard to choose because ideally you want a small lens, a very sharp lens, a very good lens that is able to offer you great image quality, great subject to background separation when you want to take portraits and when you want to isolate a person from the background. Very important. Next, you want a lens that is sharp, close down when you want to take landscape pictures. And you want a lens that is able to deliver in low light photography. So this also means a great aperture, and that great aperture, it also depends on the sensor size and also on the sensor noise. Because on full frame, you can be okay with an f2 lens, but on an APS-C Fujifilm camera, I would want at least an f1.8 lens. So hard to choose. Now, let's take it simple. You must first decide on your preferred focal lens from 24mm to the 40mm. From my point of view, my preferred focal lens regarding versatility, it is the 35mm field of view. Because with the 35mm field of view, you can get portraits, you can get documentary photography, you can get photography like a 40mm lens and photography like a 50mm lens. And also by backing it up, you can get pictures like a 28mm lens. But no, you will not get pictures like a 24mm lens, and you'll lose some of that dynamic of a 28mm lens. But overall, the 35mm field of view, it is the best spot. So on Fujifilm, we have X100V, an APS-C lens with the 23mm focal lens, but with an f2 aperture. So the body and lens are very compact, but the lens is not an extraordinary lens. You can do the job with it, but you will not get wow results like you will get with an f1.4 lens on Fujifilm, like you will get with an f1.4 lens on Sony, or like you will get with the 20mm f1.4 lens on Olympus. So regarding the Fujifilm system, personally, I'm not able to find an everyday carry lens that will suit my needs. The 20mm f2, again, APS-C f2, not a sharp lens, it's not giving me results like I'm liking it. The only lens that I feel it's okay, it is the 20mm f1.4 Viltrox lens with that special magic rendering, followed by the 20mm f1.4 Fujifilm lens that it's focusing fast or it's big and expensive depending on what lens you would like to choose. So from my point of view, on Fujifilm, I am not able to find a 20mm lens, a 35mm lens that will suit my needs. A 35mm lens that I would say I'm blown away. I'm blown away regarding image quality. So on Fujifilm, I'm not finding myself the wanted lens. Now let's go on Micro Four Thirds. Well, on Micro Four Thirds I have this 70mm f1.8 lens. This lens is very sharp. I'm really liking the results. The package is small, compact, IBIS. You can get lots of nice pictures, documentary pictures and portraiture, but I would say equivalent with Fujifilm X100V and X100VI. So overall, a good package, but not ideal for what I want. The only lens on the Micro Four Thirds system that I feel I could be okay with it as my only lens and only system, it would be the 20mm f1.4 from Olympus. That lens is great, the package is okay, the only downside again it's not wide enough. But other than that, I can get whatever I want with that lens and I'm really liking it for this. AF, tilt screen, subject to background separation, very good, especially if you edit the raw files, but you have the information there. This is very, very important and you can get whatever you want. The other lenses from Olympus, too big for my liking, the f1.2 lens. So too big, a great everyday carry lens. It must be small, it must be compact, it must be portable, and it must give me great results, whatever I'm shooting. So of course, the only system that remains, it is the full frame system. We have Sony, we have Nikon, ZF, we have Leica cameras. Well, on Sony, I feel that we have the lenses. Yes, we have the lenses, but we do not have a small portable camera that has a tilt screen, that has a silent mechanical shutter, that is fun to shoot. Again, for me, for my taste, because I'm picky. So on Sony, I would choose for my everyday camera and everyday lens Sony RX1R2. But also we have a problem with that camera. I feel that it's too old and the batteries are very, very small and they do not last very much. And more than that, you have the old Sony color science. We have that yellowish, very strong yellowish tint. So this why Sony RX1R2, even if on paper it could look like the best camera and lens combination, portable, small, character, subject to background separation because of the Zeiss f2 lens, in reality for me it's not okay. Next we have Nikon ZF. Well, Nikon ZF with the 40mm f2, it's a great pair, but unfortunately we do not have a small compact pancake-ish lens with image quality very, very good that will deliver on Nikon ZF results. We have the Yongnuo 35mm f2 that I feel it's a great lens and it can be an option, a very good option. But now comes my choice. Here it is. So the only lens that I feel it's delivering on what I've said, and I've showed pictures with this lens, and I'm showing pictures with this lens, it is the Voigtlander 35mm f1.5 mounted on Leica MP2 camera or other Leica M camera. So why is this? Look at this camera and this lens combination. Very small, very compact. So we are talking here about a small, compact camera. It is very, very compact. Yes, it has a weight to it, but it's compact and this means a lot. I'm really liking how Leica thought this system. Yes, you have a camera that it can be heavy, but the lenses that are small and have great optical image quality, the package, it is another story. This is also the case with Nikon ZF with the 40mm f2. So it's really important to have a small compact lens. On Sony, you have a great lens, the 35mm f1.4 Sony lens, but it's pretty big. It's not an everyday carry. This is an everyday carry. And yes, you can mount this lens with an adapter on Nikon ZF or on Sony, or get directly the Voigtlander dedicated lenses. The only downside of this solution is that you do not have AF. So this is the only downside. Other than that, I'm feeling that the Voigtlander 35mm f1.5, it's delivering crazy good results. Very important. Regarding image quality, regarding portraiture at f1.5, f2, f2.8, you can close the aperture how much you would like. You'll have amazing top-notch image quality, amazing portraiture. So this means you'll have a premium lens that on a full-frame sensor will offer you premium results. More than that, I've tested this lens on the Fujifilm APS-C sensor, and it's keeping the character, it's keeping the sharpness. This is something that I was never able to see when using adapted lenses, vintage lenses or modern lenses on a modern APS-C sensor. You are losing lots of that bite that you've got on a full frame. No, this lens, it's keeping the characteristics also on an APS-C sensor. So if you have an APS-C camera, you can mount this lens also on your APS-C camera and you'll have great image quality. But yes, you'll have a 50mm field of view. Other than that, you have again f1.5. This means you can shoot in very low light environments, great for portraiture, great for documentary photography because you have a wide field of view, small, compact focus tab. You also have a very smooth and nice way to focus this lens, so you can't complain regarding this lens. Lots of Leica shooters are saying that this lens at f2, it is as sharp and as good as the Summicron 35mm f2. So basically you have here a Summicron 35mm f2, but with the advantage that you can go at f1.5 aperture when you need better light. So the results from this lens are really extraordinary. So yes, you pay a price for this lens, but there is no compromise with this lens. No compromise. The focusing, it's easy because of the focusing tab. You can adapt this lens on APS-C bodies and also on full frame bodies and keep the characteristics of this lens. So this is my ideal 35mm lens. This lens is the lens that I will shoot over and over again because this lens is ticking all the boxes. So this is my ultimate lens. This is it. Other than that, if you want an AF lens, the only lens from all these lenses and systems that I've tried, I feel it is the 20mm f1.4 from Olympus. I really liked that lens and the results that bring to me. And also on Fujifilm, the lens that I feel it's okay, it is the 20mm Viltrox lens. But at f1.4, you do not have every time that bite that you could want. But overall, it's doing the job very good, and I'm liking more the vintage rendering, Voigtlander, Leica-like, Minolta-like rendering of the Viltrox 20mm f1.4. This is why I have the Viltrox lens here with me, and I'm using this lens for many years, and yes, I'm really liking it a lot. The results are very good for an APS-C lens, and also, again, think about the package, think about the weight, think about the price. Very well priced, pretty small, not as big as the 20mm f1.4 Fuji lens. So in conclusion, if you want a lens to shoot it every time and you do not want to think about other lenses, you must find, from my point of view, your preferred focal lens and get the best lens for that focal lens. In general, I think there are two options, ideally for an everyday shooter, the 28mm field of view and the 35mm field of view. If you like portraits, you need to find a lens with a bright aperture to help you isolate the subject when you want to do this. It's very important. If you do not want to take portraits, if you do not want to interact with your subject, and if you are okay to just snap and shoot, then any lens, any 35mm or 28mm lens could be ideal. And this is where X100VI is coming into play. If you are not nitpicking like me, and if you don't want to manual focus and you do not want the best of the best, then I think the best compromise for an everyday carry camera and for an everyday carry lens, it is the Fujifilm X100 or X100V. You'll get all the options that you need. You'll get some subject to background separation and you'll get a good medium package. But there is another option, and that option it is Leica Q3 28mm f1.7. Do not go, from my point of view, to the 40mm because the 28mm much versatile. We are talking here about a camera and lens that is offering you the chance to use it in every condition, a wider field of view, and f1.7 on a full frame sensor with the Leica character. And I feel I like more, looking at the pictures, the first lens from the Leica Q3, the 28mm lens. I feel that it has more character than the 40mm f2 latest lens. Of course it's good, but it's not as practical as a wider field of view. So these are my lenses, these are my choices. Tell me what are your lenses, what are your choices for an everyday lens. Thank you and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.